Podcast, WATP.
Helga has this new toy she's playing with. Her computer will talk to her. So she can type in things, and then Hal, she calls the computer, will talk to her. And so she's having some fun with this. And again, Lisa's the star.
Yeah, Hal talks, you know. What the fuck? Come on.
I'm Hal, your friendly local computer.
And I don't know why Hal is so loud. Hal's supposed to be a lot louder than that.
Anyway, we're going to eat today. We're going to eat at the place where, well, the girl that waits on our table, I love her. She doesn't love me back, though.
Aw. Lisa, everything she says. The girl waits on the table. I love her. She doesn't love me back, though. But what I like about Lisa, and there's a lot of things I like about Lisa, is her optimism.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Shit happens.
You know what?
Shit happens.
Well, that's the way I'm looking at it. The shit I'm looking at now is how can we change that?
So I'll translate that if you don't understand Lisa talk. That's not how I look at it. I want to change that.
Oh. I can't do that, Helga. I can't do that, Helga. I can't do that, Helga.
Helga gets so tickled by the most childish things, like changing the background or the computer saying, I can't do that, Helga. Did you see that joke I did?
Like, I'm trying to think of the last time I smiled that genuinely over something.
I know. So Lisa gets bored of Helga's story at a certain point, which happens often. And so Lisa interrupts Helga, which I wish would happen a little bit more often, honestly.
So I thought about my ability to be invisible. I took my panel truck, put a ladder on the roof.
I'm going to move my
because
chair.
It was a painting truck.
I'm going to move my chair into the living room because the living room's got a big
reclining chair. Anyway, I threw a tarp over the top of it, a few paint cans in the back.
I like that Lisa interrupts Helga. Mm-hmm. Helga finishes her sentence and goes, okay, let me get back to my story that I'm boring everyone to death with.
Yeah, they can't stop each other.
Well, there's a new dynamic now. So on today's show, they were live. And in the past, they always record it and then upload it right afterwards. So now there's a chat. So now they're reacting to a chat, which kind of fucks up their flow and their rhythm. Maybe they'll get it down. I don't know. I don't want to say don't have a chat. It's fun to have people there interacting. But you'll see that they're distracted by what people are saying to them.
The bank of tenders.
You do have edibles.
Yeah, we have edibles. We make edibles.
We do have edibles.
Do you want to be a mod? I can help Helga get things straight. I need two. I'm a huge fan of all of us on the PA State Corrections Facility. We found you from WATP. I mean, there's people in jail that are watching us. Isn't that cool? Wow.
Oh, I got another question. Who's going to fucking vote for Bobby Kennedy Jr.? Who's going to fucking vote for that
Devil's
asshole?
Joint wants to try our edibles. You up for a trip to Long Island?
What?
You up for a trip to Long Island?
Sure.
Oh, I like that about Lisa. Let's go.
Live show.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. I'm up for it.
Why are we still here?
I love the, I don't know what's going on in Lisa's head. It's obviously not paying attention to whatever Helga's saying. I got a question for you. Who's going to fucking vote Bobby Kennedy Jr.? Do you hear that? Now, this annoyed me because Lisa starts singing, and I was like, oh, I'm here for this. But Helga cuts her off. Helga, you got to let Lisa spread her wings and be the star.
You guys, you don't know. We make ice cream.
Yeah.
Ice cream marijuana.
Yeah, I make marijuana ice cream. And
marijuana ice cream. Marijuana.
the recommended dose. The recommended dose is a medium melon ball mold. Anything more than that, you're not going to be functional for 2 days.
We're not functional anyway.
Good point. I don't know that marijuana is the reason why they're not super productive on their day-to-day. Too much cheese.
I feel like if these two had you trapped in their basement, like you could probably talk reason to Lisa, whereas Helga would be like, "You're never getting out of here alive."
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No.
and she would murder you with that sinister
Helga
smile.
would make you build the
wearing
bomb
that wig.
that would eventually detonate.
Yeah, you're right.
God damn it. All right, so Lisa explains that because, we've talked about this before. Helga has been making edibles for 50 years or something like that. Lisa is not a professional when it comes to that sort of thing, but she is a pro at doing pot.
I'm not a professional at making it. I'm just a professional at smoking it. Smoking
Wow.
in the boys' room.
A Devil's Joint says that
Yeah.
marijuana has been legal for Crohn's disease patients since the 90s.
For how long?
I think that my ex, had she smoked pot, she wouldn't have an ostomy.
She's a bitch.
When she could use it. Rob Sanders says, "Lisa, you're the star of the show." Oh, hi, Helga. I'm still invisible. Whee!
I mean, Helga, happy birthday. I'm happy that you made it to 78, but you can't be that happy that people are chanting that Lisa's the star of the show. It's on your channel. In fact, people were even chatting in there. They're like, just let Lisa do the show. And Helga's like, she doesn't know how to run the show. So I have to be here for that, which is my excuse too. People are like, why isn't just producer Chris and friends? Like, well, because I'm the one who pulls the clips and yeah. All right, fine. Producer Chris and friends coming next week.
Imagine Lisa sitting there, but behind a drum set with Helga trying to talk. That would be fucking amazing.
I love it. Let's make that happen. Do they have a P.O. box? Can we send them a kit or something? Send her a snare drum?
The guest drummer for the Isotopes. Did you ever prove if she was Eddie Money's drummer or not?
Well, so someone sent me the full concert from that 1987 tour they were doing. And the person who's playing the drums in that concert gets a drum solo near the end. And he's not introduced as Robert Boswell.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. I mean, it's still, the jury's out. I still don't know if anyone has. Actually, someone was messaging me because Lisa has a Twitter account and Lisa was tweeting out old photos of him that were interesting to look at. So if anyone knows any more information on this, I would definitely be curious to know. Now, this episode went longer than usual. Of course, it's Helga's birthday and they're excited about that. But it did go longer than usual. And Lisa is hungry and wants to get the hell out of there.
The longer we talk, the longer we talk, the longer we're going to be here.
Yeah, I know. You're hungry, aren't you?
I'm starving.
But you only pecked at the noodles last night. Well, you had 2, maybe 3 bites of dinner last night. Supper.
Dinner is a thought in my mind.
I brought your supper upstairs in a timely manner. Morning, Dan.
Happy birthday, darling.
Thank you.
Dinner is a thought in my mind. I don't know what that means. I love everything that she says.
I think that's the equivalent of Lisa getting hangry.
Yes, correct. Because So at the very end here, Helga's explained that they will move over to super chats at some point. So, another fucking MLC on our hands coming up pretty soon. It's going to turn into that.
Eventually I'm going to do the super chats. I'm not, I got to get to where we're doing this live regularly. I'd rather do it do it live, even though I stutter.
We'd like to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to like us. If you like us, then it goes a lot better. It goes a lot easier. It's not as hard to take.
Join us on Patreon, because I'm going to be putting audio tracks out on the radio.
Yeah, whatever. I like that Lisa's just like wrapping up. I want to remind you to like us on YouTube. Like, that's pretty much when Lisa's just like, this show is over. We hit our points here. I think we're good. And yes, you should like them on YouTube. They're up to 1.2 thousand subscribers on here, which is very exciting. And I can't wait for them to monetize the channel and start making that sweet, sweet internet money. We want some of that internet money, I say.
I think if I died, I would rather people find out my porn history than my YouTube history, because shit like this would pop up. Like, all this weird like stuff is in my algorithm now, mostly because of you.
Hey, Bryan, I got bad news for you. I'm going to post this on the internet. Everyone's going to know that you're watching this shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, this isn't just
I hadn't considered that.
Yeah, this isn't a Zoom meeting that we're having between the four of us.
So we're just buddies hanging out.
No, I've said this many times because I didn't realize how easy it is to get everyone's Google search history until I started doing the creep off. And every single person who commits any kind of crime, they're like, and 2 days ago, she did a Google search for how to murder your husband, bury him in a shallow grave, and get away with that. You're like the dumbest search possible. And I realized that because of the creep off and the research I do, my search history would get me arrested immediately.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
If it were to ever leak out there. Lucy, you too?
And I meant you, of course.
Okay, yeah,
obviously.
The way you responded, I was just like, oh, Jesus, yeah, our search history.
When Bryan said that, I'd be like, okay, what's the weirdest thing in my porn search? I'm like, oh, I think I'd be okay with that. And then I think about all the weird shit we've done for this show. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
Who are these podcasts? WA